Hey guys, it's Youngmind here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to get the maximum amount of FPS on CSGO. So the reason I'm making another video on CSGO is because since my last video a couple of things have changed. Also, my production value is a lot higher. So I want to make another video that's just more clean and optimized. If this video helps you out, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. And also, I've started a Discord. The link is in the description, so definitely go ahead and join that. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first thing you want to do is come down into the description and download my CSGO FPS increase pack. This will give you everything you need for this tutorial, and it will come as a zipped file. So basically what you want to do is put it on your desktop, right click on it, go to your 7-zip or WinRAR and click extract here. Then what you'll get is this little folder, and this basically gives you everything you need. You should have game files, game optimizers, unparked CPU app, CC setup and MBFree setup. So first we're going to install the game files folder. So basically how you do that is you want to just come to something, go to this PC, Windows C, Program Files x86, Steam, User Data, and then you might have a few here. This is just normally it equals the number of accounts you've logged into on this computer, and that's the user data it's storing. So if you don't know what one is the one you want to install into, you can just do all of them. So you want to click into the first one, go to 730, go to local, CFG, and then we're going to have these. So we basically just want to copy and then paste them in. Yes to replace files, and then we're going to go back to here. Then we're going to go into the next one, go to 730, local, CFG, and again copy and paste them in. And one last time into this one. Okay, if one doesn't have it, then don't worry, because this is just user data. As this is I think this is an account I streamed to, so it doesn't have all the user data, it only has some of it. So again, you just want to click in all these folders and to check if you have it. If you don't, then that's fine. So just install it into whatever folders are there. Okay, so if you go back, there is one called launch options, and if you have CSGO open, you want to close it because these won't work otherwise. Then you just want to go to Steam, right click on CSGO, go to properties, set launch options, then go to launchoptions.txt and copy all these in. So the only thing you might need to change here is the one called freak, which is short for frequency, and you basically want to put this to the hertz of your monitor. I personally have a 60 hertz, but if you had 144, then you could put that in. And we also have FPS maxed at 900. If you're on a really high-end PC and you think you're going to be getting more than this, you can bump it up, but yeah, I just assume most people would not need more than 900 FPS. So I'm going to hit OK, and then I just open the second one, so we're just going to, as you can see, it didn't go in, so I have to just put them in again. Then what you want to do is turn off enable Steam overlay and turn off desktop game feature. Then you want to go to local files, browse local files, and find csgo.exe. Then you want to right click on it, hit properties, go to compatibility, run in 640 by 480 resolution, override high DPI scaling behavior, and then click apply and shut that down. Then what we're going to do is go down here and type in run, and type in %temp %, press Ctrl and A together and press delete. Now for things like this, you just want to click do for all current items and hit skip. And that's that. Then the next thing you want to do is go back here, go to Control Panel, type in the top Advanced, View Advanced System Settings, and then you want to click Adjust for Best Performance. Then you want to go to Advanced and make sure this is set to Programs. Then you want to go ahead and hit Apply and press OK. Then you want to type in Power at the top, click on Power Options, make sure this is set to High Performance, you may have to uncheck this, change Plan Settings, these are personal, so just personal preference. I personally like my monitor to turn off after 15 minutes, but if you want it to be longer or shorter, feel free to just select it. I also never like to put my computer to sleep, so again, maybe you want to. Again, it's all personal preference. So then you're going to click Change Power Settings, set Turn Off Hard Disk to 0 minutes, and then we're going to go to Processor Power Management, Minimum and Maximum, and just make sure they're at 100. If they're not, you just want to click on them and type it in. Then you're going to hit OK, save changes if you made any, and then cancel out. Then you're going to go to your drive and go to your C drive. You're going to right click on it and hit Properties. Then you're going to hit Disk Cleanup. You're going to go Temporary Files, System Created Windows Error Reporting, and Delivery Optimization Files. You're then going to hit OK and delete files. Then you also want to make sure if compress this drive to save disk space is ticked, then untick it, then go to Tools, hit Error Checking, Scan Drive. What this will do is basically scan your drive for errors to see if you have any, and if you do, it'll make sure to correct them. Errors can lead to huge losses of FPS, so this is very important. So, as you can see, there was no errors for me, so that's fine. Then you want to hit on Optimize, and you only want to do this if it says Media Type Hard Disk Drive. If it doesn't say Hard Disk Drive, don't do this. So you want to click on it and hit Optimize. The reason you don't want to do this if you have a solid state drive is what defragging is basically, as a hard disk drive is a little CD with all your information stored on it. The little pin that finds the information, if the information is scattered, it has to keep going round and round the CD to find it, and this can result in slower speeds. But with solid state drive, it uses flash memory, so having data scattered isn't really something that matters, because it's not a little pin going around a CD, it's just, it can get the information without going around a wheel, because that's not being used in a solid state drive, but it is in a hard disk drive. So you can do the other steps while this is running, just leave it running in the background. Then we're going to go back to the FPS pack. We're going to click on Game Optimizers, Nvidia Inspector, and Run Nvidia Inspector. This is if you have Nvidia, by the way. If you have AMD, I've included that. I personally do not have AMD, so I can't really cover it. But if you do have AMD, there's plenty of guides online, and I'll have one linked in the description below how to set this up for AMD. And I also have it in the pack anyway, so you don't need to go and find the download. But anyway, for Nvidia, you want to scroll, you can actually type it in, I'm pretty sure. Yep, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Then you want to make sure Flip Indicator is set to enabled. Frame rate limiter is set to, well, this is personal preference, so if you're on a low-end PC and you want cleaner system, you can set this to 250. I personally don't like to turn it on. I like to leave it as off, but again, that's up to you. And then frame rate limiter mode, you want to set this to frame rate limiter to control flip by flipper metering. Then you want to leave everything else off and hit apply changes. Then you want to go and close this down, go to unpark CPU, run unpark CPU, hit yes, hit check status. Then while that's going on, you can set up CC setup and MBFree. So after you set up the CC setup, you should have something called CC cleaner, and when you run that, you should see that basically what it do is just clean junk files from your computer. This is especially huge if you have very low space on your computer, as this can really bottleneck gameplay. As you see, I removed about 1.5 GB, and this is after doing those 2 previous steps, so we've got much less data to get rid of. Then the second thing you should get is MBFree. You want to go to scan and start scan. Basically what this will do is check your computer for malicious content, and what this means is it could be something as harmful as a Bitcoin miner, which can like bottleneck your CPU up to 60%, or it could just be a potentially unwanted program or just a non-trusted program. But anything it removes will just not be needed, so it's worth doing anyway. So then you want to have a look at the unparked CPU and just make sure if it says parked or parked here. If it says parked, you can do this step. If it says unparked, you don't need to do this step. But while that's running, we're going to go to Google Chrome, and I've linked both of these down in the description. But basically what this is AMD drivers and Nvidia drivers. Your graphics card is one of the most important things to keep your drivers up to date for, as those are what run your game. So let's say you have a GeForce 1050. What you do is go to GeForce 10 series 1050, and then you would select your operating system. I'm personally on Windows 10 64-bit, so I'd search for that, and then I'd hit download here. Same thing for AMD. Say if you had a Radeon 290X, you would go to desktop graphics, Radeon R9 series, Radeon R9 290X rather, and then Windows 10 64-bit. It's really important you know the bits of your computer. If you don't, you can go to Control Panel, go to System and Security, System, and it will say here System Type. Because if you get 32-bit and you have a 64-bit system, this can really bottleneck your computer. So now we're going to look at Malwarebytes, and we see everything is fine. If it found any viruses, they would go into the quarantine section, we'd hit this to select them all, and then we'd hit delete. Then as you can see, we're 100% defragged as well, so we're ready for the last step in this stage. What this is, and why I left it for last, is basically what it does is unpark your CPU so it can use more of its power. I left this to last as you do need to restart your computer afterwards, so I didn't want you restarting in the middle of the video. So what you want to do is go ahead and hit unpark all, let it unpark your CPU, then restart your computer and come back to this video. I'll see you when you're back. So once you're back, you want to boot into CSGO, and it should look like this. If it doesn't look like this, go back to the csgo.exe by going into browse local files and turn off the 640 by 320 resolution. Then you want to go to options, video settings, make sure this is set to normal 4x3, and this is set to 640 by 480. make sure full screen is on and laptop power saver settings are off. Then you want to turn global shadow quality to low, very low rather, and then everything else to as low as it can go. Multi-core rendering to disabled, multi-sampling anti-aliasing mode to none, texture filtering mode to bilinear, FXAA anti-aliasing to disabled, wait for vertical sync to disabled, and motion blur to disabled. And you want to hit apply, and that's you ready to go. So let's go into game and see what kind of FPS we're getting. So as you can see from before footage, we were getting around 100, 140 on highs, and then like about a 90 average. But then as you can see from this new footage, we're getting an average of about 170, and then absolute highs of around 230, and then the lows are about 160. So these optimizations are really strong, and I definitely recommend trying them out. If this helped you out, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe. Also, my Discord's down in the description, definitely join that. But anyway guys, I'll see you next time.